In this video, I'm going to talk to you about dynamic pricing for your serviced accommodation portfolio. And this is a huge part of what we do on a almost daily basis, but definitely 3 to 4 times a week, is looking at the pricing and making tweaks and changes to ensure that we're trying to capture as much of the market as we can. However, we do then use tools to automatically do it on our behalf so that we're not constantly glued to the computer. So we're going to dive in. I'm going to show you two things. I'm going to show you one, how I choose the initial pricing for the property when it's first listed, and two, what we then do on an ongoing basis to manage that pricing. So first and foremost, I use Price Labs. So we are in the review pricing part of the platform here right now. And I'm going to price this property, which is a 6-bed house down in Darlington. And what we're going to do is you've got here the minimum and base rate. So I quite like this. Help me choose a base rate. I think I'm a big believer in data, and these systems and softwares have so much data behind the scenes, so why not use it? It's an advantage. What I want to do here, so this is recommended based on the market that we would want to price that at £192 a night. But as you can see here, there's various different levels that you can choose, and it also shows you what your monthly prices would look like if that was your base rate over the course of the year. Now, as it's a 6-bed house, it's a bit of an anomaly, but what I would do is I'd unclick these here, so I just get a 6-bedroom comparison, and as you can see, that's jumped up quite a bit to £341. What I might then do is put a property size either side, and you've got £278. I would also look at the low figure, which is 178, and the high figure of 464. So that's saying 278 would price it in the 50th percentile of the market. Now, what I like to do with a property when it's first launched is get it booked. I'm not really too concerned about profit pricing at this stage. I just want to get it booked. The reason being, the algorithms work on the booking channels by providing the popular properties more presence. So if you put a new listing on and it gets booked really quickly, then it sees it as a popular property. It will then give it more exposure over time, and ultimately you will end up with more bookings. So what I would actually do here is we're going back to the pricing of 192 based on 6-bedroom and including everything in the portfolio mix. There we go, 192. I'm going to price this out the gate at 175, and the reason I want to do that is, as I've just explained, I want to get some quick bookings into that property. Downside of pricing cheaply is sometimes you can attract the wrong guest, but I'm confident that we've got the right systems and processes behind the scenes to spot any party bookings or any guests that we may not want. So I would then set my minimum at something like £125 a night, and I'm going to click save and refresh there, and I'm also then going to set this property live, and these prices will start to sync. So if we click here, what we then do is manage this property ongoing. So you'll see here we've got the different types of customizations kicking in, and that is based on what I have set up here in terms of our customizations. Now you have your different types. So you've got account level, group level, and listing level. Now I have my account level customizations as my core, and then if we want to tweak certain groups or listings, for example, our Dubai group will operate different to the full account, and our certain listings within the portfolio might work different to the group and the account as well. So it kind of works on, if there's customizations on the listing, it would choose that first, then it will go to the group, and then it will go to the account level if there's nothing shown on the previous. Now if we just click edit here, I'm going to talk you through what I set up, and this changes from time to time, and knowing and understanding the data helps us make these decisions. So I have a gradual 20% discount within 15 days. Reason being is that most people are booking at around the 10 to 11 day mark for stays right now across the UK portfolio. So I have 20% discount across 15 days. So that's going to give something like 1.6% discount roughly over that each day, and it will gradually come down. So by the time it gets to 10, 11 point, it will probably have something like a 6 or 7% discount on the base rate, and then as we go closer towards the stay. Now, in the summer, I will actually increase the price. So again, it's understanding the seasons. So in the summer, I will put a gradual increase on the price. So the shorter the stay becomes, I will put more and more money on for the last minute summer bookings. Orphan days, I don't do one night stays unless it's an orphan day, but as you'll see here, there's 120% premium on the base rate for a one night booking. Now, gap days, they are if you've got, say, someone booked on a Tuesday and you've got someone booked on a Thursday and a Friday, but you've got a 2-night minimum, then you can't sell the Tuesday. This will then open up that Tuesday, but it would charge it at 120% of the base rate, which for me is enough money to make sure that we're going to make some profit by doing it, by getting the cleaner in, etc. We then have day of the week pricing adjustment. At the minute, I've got Friday and Saturday night is 75% increase on price. And again, that fluctuates anywhere from probably 50 to 150% depending on the seasons. And then I have an aggressive occupancy-based adjustment. So this basically shows that the discounts will start to fly in depending on the occupancy and obviously the adjustment thereof based on the number of days that are booked. So by having all these in play, I feel like I've got another member of the team really fighting in my corner to be able to help automate and push everything through when we are not on it all day every day, because you can't possibly be on it all day every day, especially with large portfolios as well. On the stay restrictions, this I play around with quite a bit the weekday. Quite often have 3 nights. I've currently got it set at 2 nights to drive some bookings because of the lower season. But if we are in peak season, that's 3. In some places, such as, say, Dubai, I might put 5 or 6 night stays out there and really attract those longer term bookings. And then the minimum far out stays for those bookings outside, 3 nights for anything outside of 10 nights. Remember, most people are booking around the 10 or 11 night mark, and therefore anybody booking ahead, they have to commit to a minimum of 3 nights, because I'm not too worried right now about bookings that don't come in that are, if my calendar's not looking busy next month, I'm not bothered. I know the average booking rate is 11 days from the date of stay. So when we get to 11 days, if we're empty, that's when we need to start making adjustments and starting to panic slightly. You can obviously set seasonal and minimal pricing, and there are some advanced customizations as well. I tend to just keep it as simple as possible. Weekend days, Fridays, and Saturdays. We have a policy within the team that we target shoulder days, which is typically a Sunday, and we'll have someone coming in on Monday. We have the guest checking out on a Sunday. No one's booked Sunday night. So rather than being a gap day, we might ring the person on a Monday and say, would you like to come? And it'll be a lot cheaper, and then you can arrive early and enjoy it, because ultimately the clean's going to get done anyway for that stay. So I'm not really losing out any revenue. In fact, I start to gain revenue. So again, just another way that you can easily pick up some more money. What I then do is we look at the portfolio analytics. So if I let's just say let's choose a group here of properties. We will go with where should we go? We'll go Newcastle. No, I tell you what we'll do. We'll go Dubai. Here. What I basically want to show you is that you should be all over what's going on your data so that you can see what is going on. So we have your booking creation dates, and let's just choose a couple of months, maybe there to there. That'll do. So we see here the average length of stay is 11 days. We also see the average lead time is 10.4 days. So people are booking their stays around the 10-day mark. Now, if we change this and we go to, let's say, January, then you see here the average lead time's dropped. So the average lead time's dropped by 7 days. So that's when we then need to be tweaking our customizations. And that's where we need to make sure that we are on top of our game out there, and that we are making sure that the right customizations are right for the market. And that's why you can't just set and forget these things. You have to make sure that you're all over it and you're understanding your data, and then you're making the tweaks thereafter. So that's how you use dynamic pricing. On a weekly basis, I will be looking at the properties that aren't booked and reducing the price slightly. I tend to reduce the minimum rather than touch the base rate. And for those that are quite often booked, sort of 75% or more occupancy, I will increase the base rate and I'll also increase the minimum, because those are obviously popular properties and therefore they will demand more and we can get more revenue out of them. And by doing that on a weekly basis, minimum once a week, you will be able to tweak your prices up and down and try and just get that extra bit of profit, because you'd be surprised, £10 extra per night for every single booking on a certain property across 12 months can make quite a sizable difference in profit across the year. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Tomorrow we're going to be talking about how you can quit your job to go full-time in property, which I'm sure appeals to many of you. And if you want any further help with your journey, head over to ryankluke.com and book a call with my team, and we will tell you exactly how we can accelerate your serviced accommodation portfolio with ease.